So let's get started. If you guys have any questions at any time, please ask. I'm minimizing my other screens, so I may not see you raise hands, but I bet Jessica or Adam can say, hey, Donna, hush a minute. So first of all, the first thing you need to do for the new year, as soon as you elect your officers, which hopefully you have done or do pretty soon, we like to encourage you to get those elected before in time so they go to regional conference. You're going to report those in the hub. And let's see if this works. I'm going to tell you that officer guides and training videos are in the resources. So to do your officer changes, you're going to go into the hub and you're going to come down to your officers and you're going to manage your chapter officers. And I guess before I go into all this, is there anybody that doesn't know how to do this so we don't waste a lot of time that you do it already?
That's only if you manage it. I can't do it.
No, you have to be, you're right. You have to be a committee administrator. So your presidents and secretaries are automatically made committee administrators. So one of them would have to change it. If you have been elected and they don't want to add you, actually, you know, they should, hopefully they should go ahead and change these for you. If not, you know, get a hold of the AMBUCS Resource Center and they can make the changes. You still can fill out that form and get to them. They'll help you. But somebody in your chapter, I know, like Terry, I know you have several administrators like Carol and Andrea that would change it for you. So once you're a committee administrator, you come in here and you click your chapter, which I have, you know, to manage. And then you're going to, I'll point this out. So I already have, like, you know, president, our current president is Sarah, and I put 6:30 as their ending term, even though 5:30 or 5:31 would be that, only because we do not cut off the points and activities until the 10th of June. So this gives her extra time to get in there and add some things. Once a new president's elected, you can hit any time you see a pencil. So you could go in here and pull her up, and if she's not president anymore, you can change this ending term to 5/30, and it will refresh overnight, and she will not be president. But if you don't want her still to be a committee administrator, you're going to have to change it down here too. You notice in our chapter, we have a lot of committee administrators because it helps that there's a lot of people putting stuff into the hub. And some of these people have years like 2099. I don't even have an ending date. That's because I was on the hub.
You're going to live forever, Donna.
I think so. Well, that would be, well, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna live forever. But, you know, these people won't roll off because whatever the ending date, like this Michelle, after 6/20/24, she will not be the secretary anymore. She won't be able to get on as secretary. See, Katrina won't be able, all these people won't be able to log on anymore. But to add a new member, new officer, you're going to add a member. You're going to put in their name here. So we'll just put, trying to think of a name. We'll put Steve.
Oh, yeah, right. No, I'm not doing it.
I don't think you can put two names. I think you have to put one. So you're going to have to come down here and like go through all these Steves. I don't think you can, let's see.
It's a last name, comma, first name.
Oh, thank
so
you.
You'd have to put in last name first.
Davis Steve. There he is. Yeah. And then I could click on here, and I could make him, this one you just leave that as committee. I could make him, where's president?
Yeah.
Look at that, president. Yeah. And then you would put the starting term and the ending term and hit save. I'm not going to do that, Steve.
So he refuses.
Yeah,
he doesn't refuse much, but that he does. So
yeah, if you want, you can export all of these Any place there's an export, you can export into Word, Excel, PDF, and you can get a printed version of all these. So is that clear? Anybody have any questions about that? Jessica, I can't see people, so you'll have to yell at me. Okay, I'm gonna move on. That's how you enter your new officers. It's very important because the president and treasurer will start getting those invoices, and if you don't change it, that's not going to go to the right person. So reminder, you need to file your 990s and your 990Ns, which is that's the postcard one. So your chapter, there's a few districts, not many. Your districts must file your Form 990 within 4.5 months at the end of the year, which depending, most chapters is going to be October 15th. There's a few that are still on a fiscal year from January to December. They have till May 15th. You can file a 990N postcard if your gross receipts are normally under 50,000. It's very easy, takes minutes to do, and it's over quick and done. And I say that if the receipts are usually under, because one year we got a special gift, so it was over, and I checked with Randy Cloud, an accountant who does our region filing too, and he said the question on that form is, are your gross receipts normally under 50,000? So you could get a one-time big gift and not have to worry about it. So if they're over, and there should be another zero there, you do have to file the 99DEZ. If you go 3 years without filing, you could skip a year and not get into too much trouble. They might send you hey, you need to do this. But by the third time, your chapter will lose its tax exempt status. So it's really important that you make sure the treasurer gets those filed, and ask for a receipt. They get a confirmation. So I always print that off and take it to board meetings. So make sure it's getting done. AMBUCS award guidelines. They are located in the hub under chapter education. Merit, their merit thing that recognize chapters for their activities. Superior is 750 points, honor 600, merit 475 minimum. Those are the points that you get for doing things like community service, ramps, recruiting members, going to your regional and national conferences. There's a little plug there.
Hey, Donna,
Donna,
where do you actually find that? I'm on the hub on my computer.
Go to chapter education. See right there?
I'm at chapters. I don't see education.
It's under resources.
Is he up there?
Under resources, okay. Chapter.
The chapter education.
AMBUCS award guidelines.
Yeah, that'll be the guidelines, yes. That'll tell you a lot of explanations about them. Now, the chapter awards, we're on the, So this is just what I'm talking about right now, is just recognizing your points as far as activities, not the other awards. So to see, if you want to see how many points you have right now, if you go to your home page and you click in under your chapter, you see how bad, you'll see your score right here. You see my screen, that 532.
Right, we're at 7. Okay, so Walker's at 739.
Oh, you're almost there. You'll be superior. I'll tell you, there's a bunch of points that come into that fourth quarter. Your blue chip, if you earned your blue chip, your 100% giving, there's a lot of things that get calculated at the very end. Yeah, attending your conference. If you go to your regional conference, that'll pop up in that last quarter. Of course, you can still do a lot of visibility points in that last quarter. Okay. And I just want to point out, for some of you that have been officers before, how we used to rank them, and we had the #1 chapter. The national board removed rankings now. You'll still see list of superior, honor, and merit our goal is that chapters will strive to be a superior chapter because it means you're doing a lot. But if you don't make that, like my chapter's not going to, we're having a rebuilding year, that's okay. Just set a goal next year to try to do a little bit more and a little bit more. And some small chapters may never have enough points to be superior, and that's okay too. What we wanted to do was get away from that ranking because we had chapters doing anything and everything they can imagine because they wanted that #1 ranking. We've seen chapters buy a whole lot of Amtrak's that they're still trying to get rid of in warehouses just so they got extra points for buying Amtrak's. We've seen people recruit and twist people's arms and pay their dues so they could be #1. We've had many chapters over the last for several years. So we did away with that, hoping that competition against each other would go away, because we shouldn't really care who's #1. We should care that our chapter has a well-rounded program and we do everything we can to inspire mobility and independence. That's what's important. All right, moving on to the membership hub activity planning. I just threw this in. So when I was president, we used to have a scorecard, as most of you know, and you would print that off and kind of plan your year around that. Now we have these activities, and there is a document that looks like this in the hub in chapter education that if you want to print off or at least help you plan, it does show by the quarter. There it is. And so when you go to resources, hub resources, there's presentations in here you can watch if you're not familiar with the hub and how it works. But you could download this guide right there. And it kind of tells you what kind of points you get for doing what and where those are at. So let's go down to the fourth quarter. So see, when you file your 990, if you go in there and say, yes, I filed it, that makes us very happy. If you sponsor a scholarship applicant, you get 5 points for each scholarship. Any local scholarships, you also get 5 points now, but it has to be $600 or more. So which matches what the how much you have to give to get 3 national scholarships to sponsor. You tend to attend your regional conference. You get 1 point for 10% of your delegates in attendance. So regional, every seminar, every class you go to is 2 points per seminar per member. So you can get up to 25 points and round up. And then here's where a lot of points come in when you get your blue chip gold. If you submit the awards, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, if you submit your chapter achievement awards, you get 5 points for each award, up to 30. And I'll tell you, even if you don't think you have AMBUC of the Year nationally, submit it. Project manager, submit it. Community service, all these, because it will rack up some points here and help you out if you're wanting to get to the next level of honor or superior. And we want to see what your AMBUC of the Year did anyways. So, and there's program giving. That's if you've given a minimum of $40 per member. That's your phone. Mm-hmm. You get 40 points for each. And if you get all 4 or all 3 of those, you get 100 points. And then, of course, membership. And if you spark plug a new chapter, you get 50 points. So there's a lot of points that can be earned there in that area. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on my hub. Where do I find this? Under what?
Under resources. So let me see if I can.
Okay, I don't even show resources. I'm sorry. You
okay.
have to realize I'm computer illiterate here.
Okay, go up to you're logged in, right? So on the very top, you have home, about, chapters, and resources.
Okay.
So click on resources.
Yep.
And then it opens up. You'll see chapter education.
Yeah.
And then right below that is hub resources.
Hub resources. Okay.
And then you see the introduction, the video, and the planning guide.
Okay.
Hey, I like questions. It means you're paying attention. So, okay. So now we're going to talk about Chapter Achievement Awards. Those are your AMBUC of the year, your Project Manager of the year, Community Service, Local Charities, Newsletter, and Visibility. We have changed that this year. We
So
are now,
dumb question, Donna. Where do I find that?
I'll show you. Hang on.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Well, let me see here. I'm going to go.
I owe
So
you 2 hugs. I owe you 2 hugs now.
at least.
Yeah, maybe
So
3. Yeah.
maybe. Hang on. Oh, this is one that I have problems with because it doesn't want to see that. Okay, we're going to do it a different way. Okay, we'll go in here. Okay, so we're going to go into forms. Well, first I want to show you something. I think it's in chapter okay, so in chapter education, you come down here, and this is all in the resources, bylaws, new chapter application, go down here, and you'll see AMBUC awards guidelines. This is a really good document that will explain all the recognitions that we have in AMBUCS. You might want to print this off and just keep it with you all the time. It explains, our just ignore anything that says scorecards because we've gone to activity reports now. Talks about 100% national giving, blue chip. So if there's something you don't understand, it's all in here. But this is where the achievement awards are listed and can tell you more about them. AMBUC of the year, project manager of the year. And then here's the paper entry forms, which this year we prefer that you go online and submit them, but I think for this year they'll take them that way, and then they're going to scan them and put them in. And you can see there's a lot of explanations about here. So get down here too. I'll keep going. They'll start showing you. This is a lot of information in this document. So getting close. So here it kind of gives you a little just what AMBUC of the year is. This award is given to the member who, in the opinion of judges, is the most outstanding AMBUC member. Project manager years, project talks a little bit about them, and then there's the actual old forms. So you can look at that and tells you. But now, so that's a good resource still. But if you go up here to forms in the resources, it's a lot of forms here. You go down here to award nomination forms and achievement awards chapter. If you click online, it goes right to the form. This form does say May 1st, but we've extended it, Jessica, 15th or to the end of the month? Oh, 15th. Okay. We've extended to the 15th just because this is kind of new. So you would put in your chapter name, district. This is a red thing. Something has to be in there.
Yeah,
We have to update
don't
this,
have
Adam,
districts, yeah.
because not everybody has a district. We need to take that requirement off of there. But you will need to put your region, type in Central, Great Plains, whatever it is, your awards chairperson or whoever's filling this out. And then you're going to click on whatever chapter award. So community service, and it will tell you what the requirements are. Basically, you're in good standing and all your dues are paid. Yes. And then you're going to submit your detailed what your chapter did for community service. I would, all of these that have something to write out a summary, I would open up Word document or whatever you use for that kind of stuff, write it out there so you can check your words. It needs to be approximately 500 words. I don't think they count them, but you definitely don't want it to be 600 or 700 because if it's too long, they probably won't read all of it. And just do it there, then copy and paste it right there. Click and hit submit form. And every one is going to change a little bit.
I have
Newsletter.
a question.
Okay.
Can you not submit photos?
For AMBUC of the year,
For any of them?
or well, any of these local
You can,
charities.
I think
Local-
for newsletter, there was a file upload.
There's several that there is place. We'll go kind of through them all so you can see, but local or community service. And if you need, if there's something that you want to send a photo, you could probably just have to send it to an email to the office. Usually for community service, they just want to know what you did and how many hours and who you helped.
Where does it say that?
Yeah.
Create a,
And if you go back in
Upload.
that other document, that file,
Oh, you have to, oh, no, okay.
it'll give you more
Yeah,
information.
I can't do this, so I don't know.
Donna, we should be able to create an upload file section. So if people wanted to send a photo through this form, they should be
Okay.
able to. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll add that. Okay,
Gina
Good
has her hand
question.
raised.
okay, Gina.
Yes, Donna, do we have to do this all at so if we were gonna do it to where a couple of the members did the community service award and then another member was gonna do the newsletter award, can we do that or does it all have to be done at the same time?
Oh, no, you can do it separate times and separate people can submit these.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'd
thank
actually
you.
rather you do separate ones for each submission.
Okay,
It'd be cleaner.
Yeah,
awesome. That's what we'll do. Thank you.
you're welcome. So newsletter is a little bit different because it does have a little bit more requirements. This is still saying that you're in good standing. And your chapter must have produced newsletters in a regular scheduled manner between June 1st and May 31st. And then down here, it tells you that entry for this award must consist of one newsletter from at least 4 of the following periods. So June, July, December, January, you guys can read these. So you have 6 different periods. You have to have at least a total, at least 4 entries. And then same thing, it wants to know your total chapter members. How many members you have in your chapter, right? When you fill this out. How many newsletters are you currently distributing? So if you send one to every member, that would be, say you have 50 members, you have 50 members. You should be sending those to your regional and national officers too. So make sure you count those. And I'm not really sure what they want on this. Provide analysts of your distribution. Oh, that's just separated. I don't know why. So Adam, do we need total up here and then you're asking for individual totals down here too? Kind of a redundant.
Yeah, probably not. We can simplify that. for sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then here's where you're going to put your newsletters in here.
Yep.
And then you'll click that, submit a form. Any questions on that one?
I just have a comment. We send our newsletter to anybody who we've ever been connected with. So former members, you know, I mean, we send it to a lot of people. Well, I send it to a lot of people. So, you know, I figure, you know, anybody that, like I say, that we've ever been connected with, they get it. If they don't want to read it, they throw it away or delete it, you know, so.
I really like that because maybe some of those old members might see all the amazing things you're doing and want to come back to AMBUCS. So
Exactly.
there's
Exactly.
no problem with sending it out to extra people. So,
Yeah, I think we need a Friends of AMBUCS or non-member if we're gonna have to put in the,
well, there's an
breakdown.
other, there is other. So if you're going to have it break down, there's a, you know, district office, national resource, and that says others. So you could just put the number of other that don't fit into that category. Okay, visibility award, very similar. You got to be in good standings, have all your bit. And then here's a place for you to put everything you did. Again, I do it in Word, right in there. See, this one does have a place for you to upload any supporting materials. When I've done this in the past, I have made a sheet of photos that, you know, I've put on Facebook and photos of newspaper clippings. And then, so you would drag that down and put it here. Or you can
Is-
click on this and it'll choose a file. So you can
is there a
download your
limit
file.
on size?
Don't, Adam, do you know? I don't believe so.
Click it, see if it tells you a limit. No, I don't know. I will find out for you.
I want to
Okay.
say I tried to upload something huge and it took it.
Okay.
But I don't know what the max is. You know what, Adam? I also went into the settings of this form and I think it tells you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find out for everybody. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. And if
You're better at graphic sizes, so you should probably check behind me.
Okay.
So, Jessica at the national office, if they have problems with any of these, submitting any, who should they contact?
I would contact Karen.
Okay.
Karen May. She's Karen M at AMBUCS. If you forget that, you can email membership@ambucs.org.
Thank you. Okay. So
So
that was,
Donna,
yep.
just real fast. You can upload up to a gig of data, files. So that's plenty of should be plenty of room to do photos or
It should
documents.
be. Okay, good. All right. So now we're going to look at the individual forms awards. So same thing up here. You put all this stuff in. Remember that says that's the 15th. We're going to get rid of district here too. So we're going to come down here and click on AMBUC of the year, and it's going to be specific for that. So that one of the requirements for that one is they have to be, I believe, at minimum of 75% of the meetings. So you'd enter what percentage of the meetings that they came to, and then it gives you a smaller what the eligibility is. Yeah, so it says 75. They must have sponsored one new member during the year. They must be selected as your chapter AMBUC of the year, of course. And chapter presidents, district governors, regional directors serving during the award are not eligible. National officers are not eligible either. Dual or co-nominees are not allowed. So if you had two people doing something, it's going to be the same way with project manager of the year. You have to choose one member of your chapter, and they must be at national conference. Do they meet that eligibility? Yes or no? Hopefully yes. And then same thing, you're gonna write in here everything that they did on Word and then paste it in there. So any questions about that one? Hasn't changed. So project manager of the year, same thing. Tells you the same, pretty much same thing. Do they meet? It's gonna look like the same thing. Therapist of the year. Therapist of the year doesn't, Gordon, does therapist of the year doesn't have to attend the meetings. That's just, doesn't hurt to ask,
No.
but it's not a requirement. So we need to make
It is
sure
not.
that.
It is not.
Yeah. So I don't know if we even need that.
Does project manager of the year have to be at national conference?
I do believe they
Yes.
do.
They do.
Must be present.
Yes.
Yeah, right there. They have to be present. So therapist of the year, do they meet the eligibility? It tells you that they have to be occupational, speech, physical or audiology. They have to give permission for you to nominate them, because of course we want them to be able to come to the next conference to be recognized as our therapist of the year and be a speaker. So probably ought to let them know that you're nominating them. Do they meet? Yes. And here's all their contact information. So national can contact them, who nominated the chapter nominating them, and then submit their resume or current stuff that contains their education, employment, their personal membership, awards, recognition. The more that you can make them sound like a really great therapist, the better chance they have to earn that award. And your name that whoever interviewed them and recognized them, approved by your board of directors. We've never approved our board of directors, but our awards, just put a date in there when you decided to choose them. Ours is, we have a chair that does all these, and our president. Our board picks them though. So this is interesting. Okay. And then here's your narrative. Yeah, recommended approval by general membership. Our general membership doesn't get to choose. Our board, our president and our board chooses. Every chapter does that differently. Any questions about that one? Oops. I don't think did I go through all of them? I went too far. Oh, district, okay. District governor, you could read this, attendance meetings, they really doesn't matter really. Eligibility, that being good standing, do they meet it? I haven't looked at this one in a long time, so I'm not familiar with it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And then you're going to put up for their newsletters. We don't get a lot of,
we've not had a submission in this category in years.
I know, we haven't had district governor in our region that's done newsletters in quite a long time. So I don't expect us to have any too, so.
So that means if I were to put in Al Lemieux's newsletters, we might have a chance. He might have a chance, even though he's wimping out and he's not in this Zoom meeting, which really irritates me.
Is he your district governor though? He's not district governor, he's regional director.
Oh, he's regional director. I don't know if we have a district governor.
There are very few districts left.
You've got a district treasurer, so someone that collects the district dues, but no, you don't have an official governor.
Oh, they do have district dues?
I think we should I think we should nominate Judd Freeman as district governor.
Oh,
right?
yeah, right. You just be very careful where you're going with that.
Judd's been trying to
I'll talk to
delegate
you
some
after
responsibility.
this is over.
Since he's the only other or regional, our region, whatever our region is, yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh, you guys cracked me up. Well, good luck. I don't think he'd get enough newsletters out in time to apply this year, but next year you might be able to get that award. So,
yeah.
Okay, moving on to program giving, and I'm going to probably have Jessica give a little input here too, because I'm not sure when reports are. But program giving is earned when your chapter averages $40 per member donated in one of the areas or all three, with your membership based on February 28th. And so you could be 100% in Amtrak, and that is based on I believe it's 25% of your Amtrak sales, or if you donate directly to the Amtrak or an ambassador, that is counted too. Anything an individual in your chapter or your chapter counts towards this award. Scholarship is William White's. If you donate to buy a William White, 100% of that goes towards your $40 a member for scholarship. Some chapters buy them every year, some individuals in your chapters. So that one can be the same way. All of these can be earned either chapter or individual giving. And Cornerstone, a lot of people, not as many people donate to Cornerstone, but again, same thing, your chapter can donate to Cornerstone. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of new chapters right now, and that Cornerstone fund is used to fund the 10 for 10. Sometimes it's funded for people to go, like Jessica has to go someplace to help start a new chapter. Sometimes some of that money can be used for that purpose. So the reports in the chapter giving, they're being mailed out in March. And that's what I wondered, Jessica, is that still true or?
Well, no, because they've not been officially mailed out. So we got our Amtrak data uploaded Friday. Larry and I worked together on that. And Larry's a member of our IT committee, for anyone who doesn't know. We do hub development meetings every Wednesday. I wanted to have one more of those because we're changing the process up a little bit this year. But they should be going out this week because we're ready to go. I'm just a little apprehensive by the newness of it all.
Yeah, well, I knew it was new. And then it will be on the hub too. You'll be able to see reports on the hub eventually when it's all there.
Under the national reports page, you should be able to see some of that reflected now, like the giving goal, right? Your giving goal and any donations that have been received.
Under national programs?
No,
No,
It's
under
not there.
reports.
it's under national reports on the hub.
Okay, that's what I thought. I haven't looked at it recently. Okay, so.
National reports.
There it is, yeah. So program
Program
giving,
giving.
okay, this wasn't here last time I looked, so yeah, so. Yeah, so you can go look there. Yeah, gosh, we're a little short here. Ability, that can't be right.
Yeah, so that's why I've got to. I want to have that one more meeting so we can look over everything together. But that's why we send out these notices so that you guys have got time to look at it and say things like, "Oh, that can't be right."
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we can have conversations about that if hitting your goal is a desire that your chapter has.
yeah. And also, if you guys are looking at these totals too, the other thing that goes into these figures here is anything that you like Big Hat. If you go to a conference and you buy something, your chapter buys something at Big Hat, say for $300, and they voted to split it a third, then $100 of that is credited to your chapter in each one of these areas too. So keep that in mind too.
So I'm still in resources. How do I get to this page?
Go back to home
Okay.
and then I'll show you how to do
You
it.
need to click on your chapter.
Yeah, go down to my chapters and you're going to click on your chapter name. And then it goes to where all the activity reports are. And see up here, it says national reports.
Yeah.
Okay, click on national reports. Well, actually,
Gotcha.
no.
Yes.
Yeah, mine showed up just a minute ago on my page there. And then click on program giving. And you should see your chapter stats there.
I do.
I think, Donald, do you mind scrolling down a little bit? Yeah, so it'll give you a breakdown here as well if you wanted to check some of this. There's a little bit more detail down at the bottom. You can
Yeah.
export this to Excel. Makes it easier to read.
Yep. Phew. Good states. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Because I went through my whole slide presentation and
I just wanted to mention that the email notice that goes out to give the detail of program giving, it is going to every officer this year. So we've gone back and forth over the years between president or treasurer. Everybody seems to want that information, so we're sending it to everyone.
okay.
Donna, I have a
Jessica,
question.
do you
Well,
know, when will it be sent out?
I believe it'll be sent out this week. So
Okay,
our
thank you.
development meeting is on Wednesday, just to kind of go over everything, make sure it's good to hit the go button.
I think
Donna,
Judd
I
had
have
a question.
about scholarship. Well, I know it's a little off topic, but when I was visiting with one of the schools, they were saying that the federal government's a real problem this year with the FAFSA situation. And what
They
is
are.
AMBUCS doing to help the chapters in that regard where maybe worthy students are not getting the reports on time?
So they did see a lot of progress. I think it was 2 weeks ago. They finally caught up and released some of the reports and we're getting them processed. We have been working with students in the interim. Some of them have not seen significant changes from last year to this year. So we're telling them to go ahead and upload their STAR from last year, just so
Okay.
that they've got something in place. We also, with the tool that we're using this year, we have the ability to mass email the students pretty easily. So Karen went through and everybody whose application was incomplete sent them a notice to say, hey, FAFSA released a bunch of those reports recently. please go check to see if you were one of them and you're able to complete your application. So we're trying to stay on top of some of the students because we want them to submit. So for right now, in our minds, we're considering them semi-complete if the only thing they're missing is that SAR report. We're
Thank you.
keeping our fingers and toes crossed.
Well, I just know the college I was talking to was,
Yeah.
their program was totally upside down just a week ago.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. I've worked in that space. I don't know what in the world they're doing to keep their year on track. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, we'll just do the best we can. Okay.
Yep.
Anybody else have any questions or anything else? And even if it's not about awards or year end, it's a good time to ask. We have lots of time today.
I got a quick
So-
question.
Okay, Jack?
Go ahead, Jack.
On the scholarships, it says the student's deadline is May the 1st. But the chapter deadline is May the 15th. Does the student have to have something in by May the 1st? Even though we're going to be a chapter sponsor? Do you get
They
what I mean?
do. They
Huh?
do. Now, I can imagine, Jack, especially with the FAFSA being in the state that it is this year, there might be some leniency there. But we typically like to deadline the students and give the chapters a little more time because that's where we pick up some last minute sponsorships.
Right, but if we're, like we do every year, if we interview our students and we meet the chapter deadline, does that have anything to do with the May 1st deadline for the student? Do they have to have something in, or can they just forget it if they know that we're going to be doing it for them on the,
Oh, they
before-
still have to fill out the application at least.
by May 1st?
Yes.
And then whatever we do, we have until the 15th.
Yes.
Okay.
So they'll need to at least initiate that application and get it filled out. Because if not, some poor soul at the office will have to type their application for them.
Can students apply more than once for the scholarship?
Yeah, sure can. Are you talking about if they got one last year and they
Yeah.
want to try to get one this year? Yep.
Any other questions about anything else?
Trying to see when the scholarship committee is meeting.
I think we've got a meeting next Wednesday just to go over the lay of the land, Steve. And
Is that what?
then
Okay.
was it June? Gosh, I should know this. Was it June 20th? Let me look.
Okay, so April. Yeah, next Wednesday we do have a Zoom meeting, April 17th. So, but yeah, that's before the May 1 deadline. So you're okay, Jack.
Good. Thank
And
you.
Jack, I have a question. Where is our regional conference? Al sent out this great newsletter saying our regional conference, but he didn't say where in Kalamazoo it was going to be.
Oh, it's in St. Louis.
Where?
St. Louis, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay, I got it.
We're going the wrong direction.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, it's in Kalamazoo at the Delta Marriott Hotel.
Okay.
Now, just as long as you ask the question, I will tell you that I am hoping to have everything done by Wednesday. My man is working on the flyer and the registration form. And if
Well, I
he
sure as hell
goes
hope so.
through, huh?
I sure as hell hope so.
Yeah, me too. Everybody's been dragging their feet around here, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But anyway, it's going to be a heck of a convention or conference. It's jam-packed and there isn't a minute to spare. And it's going to be fun, fun, fun. And
Fun?
it's going to
Good.
be a lot of things included for a very small price.
Okay.
Hey, Steve. So we do have the meeting next Wednesday, and we were supposed to go over dates that were popular, June 4th through 6th or June 11th through 13th. So I think we're supposed to land on the meeting dates when we talk next week. And then
Okay.
maybe we can talk about all of this FAFSA mess too and try to decipher what in the world we're going to do this year if it doesn't complete.
I'll be there.
Looking forward to it.
Can I ask a quick question? Maybe it's not quick. About, so I'm, obviously taking over our chapter, and there's kind of some cleanup to do around the members that are in it. And so we've been apparently billed for members that we took off the roster but didn't come off the roster. I need to just like have a cleanup phase. Is there somebody I can communicate with directly, or like how I can go about making sure that that's all cleaned up and we have a nice clean slate with election of like our election people and our members?
Yeah, so let me chat you some email addresses, and then I'll send you my contact information too. If you want to copy me on it, I can run over there and say, hey, let's get this cleaned up, got new leadership in place.